Greetings fellow warriors, and welcome back to another Mount & Blade 2 Bannerlord video. Today we're doing something a little bit different, and that is talking about some features that I think would make Bannerlord even better. Don't get me wrong, I love this game, but it still feels like a pretty shallow experience. There's just too much missing that will really make it a true successor to Mount & Blade Warband, and this video will be all about that, so sit back and enjoy. First up, Karadia should be a war-torn land, and for that it's way too peaceful. The implementation of Manhunters and Deserters is the first step to make the realm truly become their respective narrative. Manhunters, as the name suggests, are parties that will hunt down looters, deserters and other bandit parties that roam throughout Karadia. They are average fighters with blunt weapons that they use to knock out bandits. Sometimes bandit parties will become very big. I've seen some of them with up to 100 looters or forest bandits in one party, which will bring a swift end to any caravan they encounter. Manhunters will regulate the bandit population throughout the realm. That doesn't mean that big bandit parties won't exist anymore, but they will be more rare than previously. Deserters are a special kind of bandit troop. The biggest difference between them and the more common bandits is that deserters are usually stronger and have much better equipment. They left their kingdom to live as free brothers, and you'll be able to encounter them more frequently in border regions where conflicts have occurred. They will drop much better loot than other bandit type parties, but don't underestimate their strength. Deserters will split off from a lord's party that has low morale, either from having nothing to eat or just losing a lot of fights. They can also split off after battles. The fleeing troops will form a new deserter bandit type party. This will make roaming the war-torn lands of Karadia actually interesting and more of a challenge than just slaying mere looters or sea raiders. Next up, feasts. Some people may disagree with me here, but I think feasts should be an integral part in Mount & Blade 2 Bannerlord. Feasts are large social events that can be held by lords and kings to celebrate special occasions like tournaments. These events will be a great opportunity for the player to get to know the lords, their backstories, strengths and weaknesses. Instead of roaming around this huge map and trying to meet lords as if it was a paper chase, feasts would give you the opportunity to meet a lot of lords and ladies at one place. Now, with the new Fog of War feature, it's pretty much inevitable that the devs will implement something similar to feasts in the future. The way they implemented it right now is rather questionable after playing with it for quite some time now. Next up, overhauling the companion system. Companions need some personality and should definitely interact with you. Warband actually had interesting companions. If you think about any companion in Warband, 70% of you are thinking about Jeremus right now. You just know these guys, but that's not the case in Bannerlord. I can't tell you for the life of me who I have as a companion in my current playthrough. That's because they don't have any proper personality. They should be incompatible with other champions, either because of their personality traits or their backstory, so you'd have to pick and choose which fit the best in your party. They should also call you out on your behavior, depending on their personality traits. Cruel companions don't want to show mercy, or honest companions will be mad if you fail a quest. This is somewhat implemented in Bannerlord, but it's, yet again, a leftover feature from development. Sometimes the companions will actually call you out on the stuff that you do, but regardless of what kind of answer you pick, it doesn't really matter, because it's an unfinished feature. Up next we have the implementation of something akin to the right to rule feature in Warband. The higher your right to rule is, the more likely lords will see you as the real monarch and join you. If you have a low right to rule and try to create your own kingdom, other kingdoms will take you as a renegade, and other lords may not join your faction when you attempt to persuade them. Having a low right to rule also means that the lords in different factions will not respect you as much when you talk to them. It takes time to garner a lot of right to rule and make a name for yourself, but how will one get enough right to rule? You can send out companions to spread the word about you wanting to become a king. They tell the folk about the old ways and that they'll support you in this cause. This brings us to the court feature when creating your own kingdom. You will be told that a court has been set up in the kingdom's capital, which is automatically assigned to the first town or castle you obtained. The court is where your main affairs are conducted, where your minister stays, where your feasts are held, and where vessels go if they wish to join your kingdom. The court is where all decisions are made, from giving fiefs to vassals to choosing a new marshal to conquer foreign lands. First you'd have to appoint a minister. This can be a hero, a wife or even a prominent local. Through the minister you can dispatch diplomats to other factions, to declare war or attempt to get other monarchs to recognize your legitimacy. This calls for a complete overhaul of the diplomacy aspect in the game. We should be able to create alliances with other factions. We should be able to send messengers. We should be able to create non-aggression pacts and have civil wars and abdicate current leaders. Right now there's no real diplomacy in the game. Most of the AI will vote on the same policies, the same war declarations and the same peace declarations. It's just like this one big hive mind of one person that decides all that stuff. In the court you'll often find fiefless lords from other kingdoms, hoping to become your vassal. This can happen at random for the most part, but it's influenced by their personality traits, their experience with the last kingdom, your renown and how many fiefs you own. Something like this would add a lot of gameplay and immersion to the game. Imagine just sitting on your throne talking with your ministers, when you get approached by a vassal willing to join your kingdom. In my opinion, Skillbox should also see a return. Their main purpose is to give boosts to skills and attributes without leveling them up. It's a passive way to gain skills and alleviate some of the grind that is currently present in the game. The addition of belligerent drunks, hired assassins or bandit ambushes in towns should also see a return. Belligerent drunks let you have a small brawl in taverns. They drank way too much and are looking for a fight, and you look like just the type of person that needs a good smacking. Hired assassins are hired by enemy lords who dislike you. They become active without notice once the player comes close to them in taverns. Traveling through a town at night can be dangerous. It's a war-torn land after all, and anything is possible, such as bandit ambushes. These are just some of the features I deem important that should be added to the game. What do you think about this small list? Do you agree or disagree? Feel free to tell me down in the comment section below regarding what you'd love to see in the game. Stuff like naval combat, creating your own castles and so on are, in my opinion, additions. But what I talked about here are core features that need to be present in the game in some shape or form. And yeah, I guess this is it for this video. I hope you liked it. If you did, feel free to hit that like button. It would help out tremendously and show me that you want to see more content like this in the future. Join my Discord server where you can talk with me and other like-minded people about all kinds of stuff, and I'll see you all in my next video. Become a warrior today and bye. Huge thank you to Pyrolyzed, Edkaina, Chains, Max, Clinkyman and all the other members for supporting the channel.